The thing that's going to help you become a better writer is writing and getting past shoddy first drafts, not letting perfection get in the way. And then after you have that draft of whatever you're doing, then rewriting it. And I think the hardest part is perfectionism. People get caught up in this idea of it's got to be perfect right away. And really, you just got to get out some draft, whatever it may be. And then once you have that, you can begin to work on it. Because all art is compensating. For the first time you're painting, you're making that first stroke, you're compensating from ripping this idea out of the ether. And here I've made this first mark, now I got to compensate and compensate. And if you keep compensating, for that first mark you had to make, you may come up with like the Mona Lisa. But even that starts with, I have this beautiful vision, this idea, and this is horrible. Okay, keep going, keep going.
I've seen it time and time again where somebody will try to get every slide perfect or every word perfect or every paragraph perfect the first time through. It's not possible. I once read that Descartes, obviously a famous philosopher, mathematician, and rationalist, if you will, he would write things 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times before he would even show them to the first person. But he would always write them in their entirety, because if you never allow the story to play out in its full episode, then you don't know whether or not what you're spending an excruciating amount of time and detail and focus and attention and energy on is actually something that matters all that much, or you will ultimately just throw away, because by the time you get to the end of that first draft of the episode, you realize it actually doesn't add much value. It's not a great hook. It doesn't engage the audience. It doesn't draw them into this character's value. It doesn't show them this side of the subplot that's going to be powerful when I bring it to fruition at the end. So it's very important to me, after I get the kind of storyboard done, I work through an incomplete rough draft, or what I believe are all the pieces to the entire thing. So if I sit down and when I'm writing on the book or I'm writing on a document for business, I will literally sit down and write out a full draft of whatever I'm working on, whether that's a chapter, a slide, or an entire presentation, or a whole letter. I sent out a 2-page letter to shareholders this morning. I didn't say, well, I'm going to get this first paragraph perfect, and then I'm going to work on the next one perfect. I literally wrote the whole thing out, and then I went back and reread it, redrafted it, because ultimately that's the only way that you can get each piece right, balanced with the other pieces.